Hello again, mountain bikers everywhere. My name's Doug Folks and I am proudly an old man in Lycra, and this is the Mountain Bike Show for the mature rider. That's right, you won't see any of this or this, and definitely none of this. But this week you will find out how to set up, check and index your own gears. Knowing your way around your own gears is going to save you numerous little trips to the bike shop. It's going to give you a bit more confidence out on the trails, knowing that you've done all the good work, and it's going to keep your bike out of the workshop.
Okay, for the first thing is to get the alignment right. This hanger's a little bit bent. What that causes is that you can get your indexing right on the one end of the cassette but not on the other. Or you'll get it right in the middle but it'll go out towards the ends. So this is generally something that you're going to sort out in a bike shop. Okay, so the reason I showed you that is not that that's the thing that you're going to do every time, but just that if you are experiencing shifting issues, that is very often the cause of it. And it's not the sort of thing that you're going to sort out with the next steps. You've got to get everything straight. On a 9-speed, it's not too much of a problem. 10, 11, 12-speed, that alignment is pretty critical. If you're out on the trail or something like that and you're shifting, if you've bashed your derailleur, to straighten that out, you can kind of get it a bit better by eye, but at least now you know that can cause shifting issues. Next thing is to set your limit screws, and what those do is it controls how far the derailleur can move from bottom cog all the way up to the big one. If it can go too far, it'll get stuck either in here, in between your frame and your cassette, make some nice graunch marks, or it can overshift and go in between your cassette and your spokes. It depends on what derailleur you've got as to where these screws are. On this one, this is the low one, this is a high, which is that gear over there. And then this one over here is the low, which is that gear over there. What we're going to do now is just set this screw so that that top derailleur pulley over there lines up with this cog over here. Which I'll do just by tweaking that. And then the next thing that we want to do is on the other end. You can see that's not quite making it all the way through there. So we're wanting to just release that just enough so that it also lines up. You can see that one's a lot easier to see. Right, now we get our chain back on again. Again, making sure it goes around everything the right way. Down the other side. Clip that link back together, and this time what I'm going to do is just gently pedal that one backwards across everything till it gets to the top there, and then we just connect it there. So our next step is the cable tension, which gets you indexing right. For that we're going to use this little barrel adjuster over here. If you're looking at it from that end, if you screw it anti-clockwise, you're going to increase your cable tension. If you think of it just like undoing a screw, just makes that longer, so it pulls this further away. Same as if you've got too much cable tension, you just screw it back in. So the first thing we're going to do is just click up one gear. So it doesn't do anything there, so we're going to need to add a bit of tension on the adjuster barrel until it changes up. And almost there. So that's your starting point, back down. And then just click all the way up through the gears. Make sure it hits everything. There's always one where it doesn't. Just got to get that one sorted. There we go. Extra quarter turn. And we're up. Then we make sure it goes all the way back down to the bottom again. Also one step at a time, no skipping, no double shifting anything. If you can shift up but not back down again, if your downshifting is not that great, usually the main thing is that your cables need to be replaced. Don't just do the inside, you'll have to do the inside and the outer, because the outer is the bit that wears. Then the last thing that you want to do is just, particularly with the Shimano derailleur, is you put your clutch back on and make sure that everything still works, because sometimes that can cause a little bit of an issue with your upshifts. So there you go. It's just that extra quarter turn of cable tension on there. And then the last one, which nobody really ever understands, is your B-tension screw. And to do this, what we're going to do is shift all the way up to the top, one down, And then we have a look at the gap from this side between your pulley and your big sprocket. So what a B-tension screw does, I'll show you here, is it just controls how far away this top pulley is away from the cassette. You want it as close in as you can get it without it getting in the way, which is why we choose this shift, because it's the largest jump from there to there. And you just make sure that you've got a little bit of clearance here between your top pulley and your biggest cog when you're in one gear below, so that when you shift up like that, it doesn't foul.
Thanks again, Andrew. A couple of weeks ago I was out riding with a good friend of mine and his chain jammed between the first and second gear and the top derailleur pulley. Imagine how cool I felt when I mentioned it was, yes, probably the B screw, and we fixed it there and then on the side of the hill. This stuff really does work. This week I've got an easy question for you. Shimano or SRAM? Answers in the comments below. Next week, Harry is back with the wheelie and the manual. So I think I better get practicing. And with that, this old man in Lycra will hopefully see you next time.